So ladies and gentlemen, this motorcycle is about 99% complete from 8 months ago. So when I got this, basically found out that the frame was cracked and had to strip the bike down and salvage what I could, and then bought a usable frame, had it reinforced, and then built back up from there. So 8 months, working pretty much almost every weekend, and some weeknights as well. And then, of course, working through the summer, because I had the summers off, so I managed to get a lot done during the summer. But pretty much everything that you can imagine that a motorcycle needed, this bike needed. The gas tank was shot. All of the brakes had to be rebuilt. Had to put in a new clutch slave cylinder. Bought a lot of parts, some of them new, some of them used. But for the most part, I finally got the bike back together, and I have a few odds and ends to still do. A little bit of touch-up paint. And I have to figure out the front brake system. I only have one brake that is operating. So there you have it. I mean, it's just, it's definitely this was quite an experience for me. I'd never worked on a Yamaha before. This is a 1983 Yamaha Venture Royale. And this was probably a very good learning experience for me as well. So, so you can see, it's, for being a 1983, it's not too bad condition. And I'm going to go ahead and fire it up. Now, I have turned the gas off because I had a little bit of an issue where the gas was actually siphoning some through maybe slightly into the engine. I don't know for sure, but I don't think it was too major of an incident. So just to be on the safe side, what I'll do is, since I'm not riding it that much, I'll probably just go ahead and run the gas out of the carbs, and then turn the gas off and then run the gas out of the carbs. So anyway, so it might die. Anyway, I'll fire it up. Let me get a couple of things here, and I'll fire it up. Believe it or not, the radio actually works on this. I couldn't believe that. Everything pretty much works. There are a few gauges that are signaling that there are issues, but that's something that I could deal with later on. I will say this, in terms of the plastics, basically the plastics on this needed a lot of repair. These side panels were just zip tied, and so I wanted to go back to everything original, and so I spent probably about 3 weekends rebuilding some of the plastics on the inside where they fit their mounted spots like they should. So that all worked out. It's just a tremendous amount of work. So, all right, well, let me go ahead and fire it up. I did forget to mention that I'm probably going to go ahead and put some new speakers in. You can get some pretty good Polk speakers, weatherproof speakers. These are probably the original speakers, so the sound is not that great. there you go. I probably will make this my final video, and a big shout out to the Yamaha Venture website. All of the very knowledgeable people on that website that helped me rebuild this motorcycle. I really appreciate all of your help. And I have to say that out of all the motorcycles, most of the bikes that I've restored would be the Gold Wings. I would have to say that this bike is pretty impressive in terms of the speed and also the way that the design of the bike. To me, it's a very unique design of to where the lines, especially with the saddlebags, it's just very appealing. And years ago, I always wanted to get one of these, and the time arrived where I had the opportunity to work on one. And I'm very, very pleased with the outcome. So anyway, that's it. My 1983 Yamaha Venture. So long for now.